What's going on? How y'all doing out there? What's happening? So Joe Biden is revealed has prostate cancer, and thoughts and prayers are with him. And you think about all that negative rhetoric that Trump still says about him. You got to be careful what you say about people. You have to put things in perspective. Then, especially when you're roughly the same age as said person, you need to be cautious of what you say. But you see, this is the kind of rhetoric that gets said when someone says something demeaning and try to humiliate somebody. You have to be respectful of someone as a human being. This is one of the things that's going on today, that the lack of compassion, the lack of sincerity, and the lack of heart and emotion is real. You just can't just blurt out these kind of sort of things, and you just don't know what someone's going through. So it's revealed that he had it. Um, it's one of those situations that in men, you have to be cognizant as you get older, especially if you're black. That's a whole other thing with the sciences, but that's a fact. But at any stage, you still have to be very cognizant of so many different things that you have to do. And you just have to be in prayer about it. It requires so much. We're still dealing with the unfortunate reality of cancers and everything that there has not been cures for. And people go through life changing scenarios and situations. And so you just hope that, you know, there have been people who beat different forms of it, but it's such a known monster that it's really was hard to overcome. And so you just put prayers and thoughts to it because it is really real. However, this goes back to some of the, I've seen people make some really heinous comments and say all kinds of things. And a lot of a lot of stuff came out of Trump's mouth about him, which is sad because, you know, um, grow up, be responsible. You lost an election. Trump lost an election to the man. You were reckless with situations. You lost. Live with it. But sitting up there spewing all that negativity and been saying, just using him as a bait. You can't even talk about somebody without mentioning his name. He stays in your head rent free. You're dissing Bruce Springsteen, or you dissing Taylor Swift, or you dissing Obama, or you dissing, you're finding some way to have an issue with somebody and you still bring him up to sell your weak agenda and your weak points. And I say this because that's the kind of mindset that is one of the reasons when people create this type of negative, they don't forget that people are human beings at the end of the day. Job title is a job title. Yeah, we're not going to like everybody that has a job title, this or that. But you got to be careful with who and what you put on somebody. That energy is not good. So thoughts and prayers are with Joe Biden. And we don't know how long anything has been, but we just hope that he will eventually, the best outcome will come. Again, like I said before, a man of a certain age and a time period, you have to be very aggressive with this and stay on it. And there's a lot of things that go on with it. So hereditary, dietary, so on and so forth. So just wishing, to him and his family prayers and thoughts are with. But this rhetoric and people talking and smack, especially Trump talking about him, that's uncalled for. It doesn't need to be said at all. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, and stay up. And also protect yourself at all costs, because your body is your wealth. Health is wealth. And at any age, any stage, these sort of things do happen. So don't take age and nothing for granted, because it's important how you protect your most important value, asset, and that's your whole being from head to toe. All right, I'm out. Peace.